Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I am doing something a little differently today. I'm pulling back the curtain and giving you a peek inside my paid coaching programs, Rise Up and Ignite, which are designed for teens and young adults ages 12 to 24. So I'm calling this a leaked training because normally this is content only my students get access to, but today you get to experience it too. So this is an episode you're going to definitely want to share with the teen or young adult in your life because the mindset shifts I teach here are the exact tools I've seen spark massive transformations, helping young people move from anxiety and avoidance to confidence, motivation, and action. So settle in and get ready for some powerful breakthroughs. This is one you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. Welcome to Parents and Teens Rising, the podcast that bridges the gap between parents and teens and helps families thrive. I'm Jasmine Chandler, teen and parent coach, wilderness rites of passage guide, and founder of Guided Passages. After over 16 years of working with young people, I know how challenging and rewarding these years can be. Each week, we'll explore real conversations, practical tools, and fresh perspectives to help you connect with your teen, support their confidence, and navigate the ups and downs. Let's rise together. All right, welcome back. In this lesson, we're talking about something that can literally change the direction of your life, and that is your mindset. The way you think about your abilities and challenges will either limit you or launch you. All right, so psychologist Carol Dweck discovered that people generally fall into one of two camps, those with a fixed mindset and those with a growth mindset. And trust me, this is one of the most powerful distinctions that you will ever learn, because if you can shift your mindset, you can actually shift your future. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a breakdown between fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So a fixed mindset says, I'm either good at this or I'm not. My intelligence and talents are set in stone. However I was born, that's how I will stay, right? Whatever I was born with, whatever skills I came in with, that's fixed for life. If I fail, it just proves I don't have what it takes, okay? So on the other hand, a growth mindset says, I can get better. I can learn. My effort, my practice, and my perseverance are going to make me stronger. So people with a fixed mindset avoid challenges because they're afraid of failure. And in contrast, people with a growth mindset embrace challenges and the failure that will come from taking on new challenges because they know it's the fastest way to grow. So you get to decide, which camp do you want to live in? The one that keeps you small and afraid, or the one that builds resilience, confidence, and success over time? So I want you to take a moment right now and think about a challenge you've faced recently. So that could be with school, it could be with your friendships, with sports, or even just trying something new. I want you to think about whether or not you stepped into it as an opportunity to grow, or if you shrunk back because it felt too hard. So the truth is that every single obstacle you face is a doorway to the stronger version of yourself, but you only get to walk through it if you choose a growth mindset. So how do you actually develop a growth mindset, you might be wondering? Well, let's put it all into action. All right. So the first thing is you need to embrace your challenges, right? So when something feels hard, don't run. You lean in and you say to yourself, this is how I grow. I'm strong enough. I can do this, right? The second important thing to do to develop your growth mindset is to learn from criticism. So feedback is not an attack. It's actually a tool that we can use for ourselves and our own benefit. So the most successful people in the world ask for feedback because it makes them better, especially if you're learning from someone that knows how to do the thing you want to do better than you do, right? We want to actually take that in. We want to actually seek that out and soak it in and then apply it. The next important thing is to really celebrate your effort and not just your results. So every step forward counts. Even if you fell short, even if you messed up, even if you failed, you still moved closer because you learned something, right? So if you gave it your best today, you won, all right? And then master positive self-talk. Add one word to your inner voice, and that word is yet. So instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can't do this yet. That one word opens the door to possibility, right? It means that we can still learn this. Even though we haven't learned it yet, we still can learn it and we can do better next time. And then finally, I want you to work on building resilience. So setbacks are not dead ends. They're detours. We learn, we adjust, and then we keep on moving. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fall down. They're the ones who always get back up after they fall down, right? And if you look at anyone who is successful in any area, whether that's athletics or public speaking or, becoming a surgeon or becoming a famous actor on Broadway, right? No matter what someone has done and done well, the only way that they got there, the only way that they have made it to the level that they're at right now is by practicing and messing up and getting back up and messing up and trying again and using positive self-talk and going to their coach and getting feedback and applying it and trying again and messing up and trying again, right? It's always this process of constant learning and constantly applying the new skills that you have learned from the last mess up, right? So failing is not the problem. The real failure is not trying because we think we can't, right? Failure is not the problem. Failure is actually a very essential ingredient in ultimately creating success in our lives. Right. So if we look at failure as a stepping stone instead of, the end all be all, instead of the reason that I'm going to quit, then it can actually fuel us. Then it can actually help us to become the next best version of ourselves. All right. So I want to practice this right now with you. I want you to think about one skill or subject that you struggle with. All right. So pull that up in your head right now. One skill or subject that you struggle with. Got it? Okay. Now, instead of saying, I'm bad at this, I want you to imagine what would happen if you put in steady, consistent effort over the next month. What would change? How much stronger would you be at that skill or subject just by steady, consistent action? Now, I want you to set one clear goal in your mind and be really specific. Maybe it's related to the SMART goal that you created earlier in this program. Maybe you have already made a lot of progress with the SMART goal, or maybe you haven't, right? So let's find one piece of that SMART goal that we can get really specific about to tackle this week. So I'm going to study for 20 minutes a day if my SMART goal was to get an A in that class, or I'm going to practice my free throw shot 50 times every night if my goal was to improve my free throw percentage, right? Whatever your goal is, let's find something really tangible that we can put into place each and every day. And then you're going to write down the steps that you can take to actually get to that goal. All right. What are the steps that are going to help create the result that you want? Okay. Next, think of a mistake that you've made recently. And instead of beating yourself up, I want you to ask, what did this mistake teach me? How can I do better next time? And remember, mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. Okay. So before we wrap up, I want you to say these 3 affirmations out loud, or at least to yourself right now. I am capable of growing and improving every single day. I am capable of growing and improving every single day. Setbacks don't define me. They refine me. Setbacks don't define me. They refine me. And my effort creates my success. My effort creates my success. All right, so just feel the power of those words. This is not fluff. This is actually rewiring your brain to believe in your own potential. You can be your best champion, your best cheerleader, right? We can't rely on other people to encourage us or to coach us or to cheer us on all the time. We have to do that for ourselves. We have to cheer ourselves on. We have to give ourselves affirmations so that we can start to believe it about ourselves, okay? The way we talk to ourselves about our wins, our challenges, and our setbacks will absolutely impact our ability to persevere when things get hard and to move towards the skills and goals we want to build and achieve, right? So the way we talk to ourselves matters. It matters so much. If all we have spinning on autopilot in our brain is negative self-talk, negative beliefs about our own selves and our own abilities, that will stop us in our tracks every single time, right? If I'm stupid and I'm an idiot and I will never get there, that does not propel me forward. If that's what I'm telling myself over and over, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I'll never get there. That is not going to help build the beliefs and the actions that it's going to take to get to where I want to go. I have to align my thoughts with my actions and with my results that I want, right? all has to be in alignment. We've talked about the power of our thoughts so many times, but this really plays a huge part if we're trying to develop a growth mindset, right? Fixed mindset is when we're beating ourselves up, when we're telling ourselves we can't, that we're not capable, that we're not strong enough, that we don't have what it takes. Growth mindset is when we're telling ourselves, I can do this. I haven't done it yet, but I will be after I keep trying and after I keep practicing and after I keep working really hard at it. I will get this, right? We don't give up on ourselves. We continue to feed ourselves positive feedback, positive reinforcement to cheer ourselves on, right? And that is how we get to where we want to go. So, a growth mindset is not just about school or sports, it's about life. It's about who you're becoming. If you believe that you can learn, grow, and rise up from anything, you will. If you believe you can't or you're incapable, you won't. And I love the quote from Theodore Roosevelt where he says, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. I'm going to say that one more time again. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. All right. What belief do you want to feed yourself? All right. I know you can do it. I see your potential. I know you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. I believe that fully, 100%. No matter where you have come from, what adversity you have faced, what challenges you deal with on a daily basis, I believe that you can get to wherever you want to go if you start believing in yourself and you start feeding yourself positivity, positive affirmations, and growth mindset. Okay? All right. So this week, I want you to start noticing when your fixed mindset shows up and then flip the script and start adding in the word yet to reframe your challenges. Okay? Choose to see yourself as a work in progress, not a finished product. Because here is the truth. You are not stuck. You are not limited. You are rising step by step, challenge by challenge, and each and every step you take and thought you reframe towards growth will help you rise that much faster. If you really believed that you could accomplish anything you set your mind to, what would you want to accomplish? What would become possible for you that previously felt impossible? So now in your worksheet this week, you're going to get the chance to put all of that into practice. I want you to reflect on a recent challenge and reframe it with a growth mindset, and then set one specific goal in an area you want to improve, and write 3 affirmations to remind yourself of your potential. So your action steps are simple but powerful, right? You're going to notice your thoughts. You're going to reframe them with growth language and take small, consistent steps towards your goal. And this is how you train your brain to grow. This is how you rise up. And I can't wait to watch it happen. All right, that's it for this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. All right. I hope you enjoyed getting that little window into my coaching programs and that you and your team are walking away with some powerful ahas and mindset shifts today. So just to recap, in the lesson, I talked about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset and why it matters so much. So I hope you're walking away with a few big takeaways: that challenges aren't roadblocks, they are opportunities to grow; that effort and practice are what lead to mastery, not just natural talent; and that setbacks don't define you, they refine you. These are the exact shifts that can change the way you see yourself and the way you move through the world. And if you want more of this, if you want your teen or young adult to not just hear these concepts once, but actually apply them week after week through one-on-one coaching and lots of lessons like this is exactly what we do inside my coaching programs, Rise Up and Ignite. Both programs are currently enrolling, so if you're ready to help your young person build confidence, motivation, and direction, I'd love for you to check them out. You can find all the details in the show notes. And as always, if you loved this episode, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you'd take a minute to rate and review the show, it helps me reach even more parents and young people who need this work. Thank you so much for being here today. I can't wait to share more with you soon. Bye, everyone.